In today's Sharp Saturday video, we're going to take a look at a really cool knife from the folks at Tops, the Tops D-Fly 4.5. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So as I said, today the folks at Tops Knives were kind enough to send me one of their D-Fly 4.5 Bushcraft knives, so we could check it out here and put it through its paces here at the cutting edge knife testing facility at Survival on Purpose Worldwide headquarters. And as you can see, we got the old balance, orientation, and rotation device behind me there. We're certainly gonna put this on there in a little while. But first, I got to give a big thanks to the folks at Big Daddy Unlimited for making Sharp Saturday videos possible. They do so because when you join Big Daddy Unlimited at 99 cents for the first month trial month's membership at survivalonpurpose.com/BDU, if you stick around and like it because you're saving money, they'll throw me a couple of bucks. So if it's a win for you, it's a win for me, and I think that's a win for everybody. So that's how I like to do these the channel support stuff. So anyway, that's survivalonpurpose.com/BDU, and I think you'll save money there if you buy stuff like I do. Anyway, let's get back to the old Tops D-Fly 4.5. I keep forgetting what to call this thing. I think it used to be called the Dragonfly 4.5, and they may have made some changes, or they may have had a I don't know, they might have had a issue with the name or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's a D-Fly 4.5, and let's talk about the specs real quick, and then we'll get down to the old stump top and get to doing some of that knife stuff. So by the way, it's the first week in June here in Georgia. I guess everywhere it's the first week in June, but here in Georgia, it's the first week of, at least strong week I've had of mosquito season so far. So it's about time to crank up the old thermocell. Anyway, let's talk about the knife. So first of all, this knife has an overall length of 9 3/4 inches with a blade length of 4.5 inches and a blade thickness of 0.13 inches. It is obviously a full tang knife. The steel is 1095 with a Rockwell hardness of 56 to 58. There's a bead blasted finish on this blade. It's black canvas micarta with a sleeved lanyard hole, and actually all the pins are sleeved holes. So if you wanted to lash this to make, probably not a good spear, but just to be able to, maybe get some pine sap off a tree pretty high, or to get some fruit out of a tree or something, it would work for that. And slightly contoured handles, not really flat like some of the Tops knives. It's pretty flat, but slightly contoured and nice rounded edges there. The sheath that came with mine is a black dangler, and like this, nice leather dangler, and it came with a ferro rod in the loop here. So if you order this from Tops, you can select a leather sheath. Everywhere else I saw it online, it has a canvas, like a nylon sheath, right? So this knife was designed by Caleb Muscrave of the Canadian Bushcraft Wilderness School, and the MSRP on this thing is about 180 bucks. Blade HQ's got it for 120, but again, it's going to have the Cordura sheath. So if you like the leather sheath, then you're going to have to order it from Tops. So there's that. Now, that being said, hopefully that's all the specs you need to see. Let's get down to the old stump top and see how well this thing does some actual knife stuff, because, I mean, that's what it's for, right? Okay, here we are at the old stump top. Just give you one more look at this thing. Here's the knife. Let me give you a couple close-ups, because it really is. It's a pretty knife. They did a good job, as always. The Tops fit and finish is excellent. Look at the, you can tell the bevel, the really clean, even bevel down here. You look at the tip, nice even grind at the tip, and this one's got their kind of modified Scandi grind on it. And then you can look at the handle, you can see it's got nice rounded off here, kind of flat, but a couple of little swells there. So you hold it in your hand, hold it in my hand, it feels really good. I've got medium hands, I wear medium gloves anyway, so if you had larger hands, I think it'd be big enough for you to hold on to. So pretty comfortable there though. So again, this knife is designed by Caleb Muscrave of Canadian Bushcraft, and he's had that school since I think 2008. This is his official knife of his school now. So, and then like I said, this one comes with this Tops branded nice ferro rod, and the spine doesn't feel really super sharp, but we're going to try it and see. Hopefully there's some way we can strike this ferro rod on it. So let's do a little bit of that knife stuff now. I have to watch what I'm putting around because Kuma, the old wonder dog, I just had to chase down my my baton because he likes to grab it. So let's see what we can do with this. So what I thought we'd do is this is first is I guess we need to do the redneck sharp test. I like to do that on all the new knives. So let's just see how sharp this sucker is. So yep, pretty good. I mean, it carved off some hair. So I'd give it about an 8.5 on the redneck sharp test, with a 10 being like, you know, scalpel sharp. But it's definitely sharp enough to carve some hair. So not really a chopper. We might do a little chopping just for fun here, but it's not a chopper. But we'll go ahead and maybe just chop this little tab here off, this little limb off, and see how long it takes it to do that. If you need to like make a tent stake or something, that's about be the extent of the kind of chopping I'd want to do with something like this. But it's doing okay for that. So rounded that off pretty good. But what about, and this, by the way, is some seriously dry cedar. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just look at that. Just look at that. So let's split this down and see if we can carve us a couple of curls out of this thing. Because you're obviously going to be able to baton. Who's got a little gnarly going on down there at the bottom, but we're going to get a couple more out. But I was going to say, you're obviously going to be able to split, you know, this size wood with this knife. Is a good, solid, strong knife, and a little more gnarliness down there at the bottom. So I think we're going to maybe split this one more time here. So what I would like to be able to do, which I can't with this wood, is get really into this softer outer wood instead of this harder red, you know, heartwood. But oh, look, that's my buddy right there. He's tired. He's been chasing the ball. So you can see how stringy this is because it's just a little softer. But anyway, we will dance with the one what brung us. So leave it alone. Don't touch it. So let's try some feathers now. Look at him. He can't help himself. He's about to, I got a sheath down here and everything. Leave it alone, Kuma. Leave it alone, buddy. So let's try some curls with this Ramada. It's kind of a, I mean, this is Scandi for sure, but it's just got a little Scandi with a kind of a secondary. So I'm not sure what, maybe you call that a saber grind. I don't know, but it's kind of what Tops does with them. See, would you look at Kuma? He's just reaching over there, sneaking and getting a piece of my wood. A little piece of my cedar. It does smell good, doesn't it, Kuma? So, like I've said before, every time I change knives, and I just did a review recently with just like a few minutes ago, I did some carving with a straight up true Scandi grind from Sweden. And this modified grind with this little secondary bevel just takes a little more getting used to. So if you're, you know, if you swap knives around a lot, there's a little, you kind of have to adapt a little bit. So every grind takes a little bit different technique. This one is doing a really good job though of carving some really nice little curls here. You can see these little curls. I mean, they are just super tiny. Really good job. Just look at that. Just look at that. Let's look at that. I'll try to leave a couple of them on here for you just so you can see them. I keep cutting them off. There's a couple that I was able to keep on there. They're so fine they don't want to stay on, but we'll leave those off there now. Put them down here, and you can see this nice little pile of tiny curls. And then we'll try some scraping. We'll try to see. This thing doesn't feel really sharp. But let's just see if it'll do any scraping at all. And really, yeah, not much. That doesn't give me warm fuzzies about the potential of it to strike a ferro rod. Although what I found a lot of times, this very little end piece here is scraping pretty stinking good. But that's the very end where the bevel is, right there. Which is okay. you know, but it doesn't, it's out at the very end, so you don't have as much leverage. But we're going to try and see if that'll strike the ferro rod that came with it. It's a little short ferro rod. You got one stick, you don't need another one, Kuma. And we'll see if this thing will maybe ignite some of this cedar. This stuff smells so good when it's burning. So let's see. So if you get to the very end there, we can do it. It doesn't do anything here. You'd have to put a little file on that, but at the very end it does it. So let me move these out of the way so don't interfere, and let's just see if we can. And there we go. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Okay. Let's see if we can get you burning. Come on. All right. Oh, and it smells so good. Okay. Well, that's great. So there's that. It kind of reminds me of the smell of some pipe tobacco. I remember when I was younger, I used to smoke cigarettes. And one time I was trying to quit smoking cigarettes, and I thought, man, that pipe tobacco smells so good when it's burning that I would try that. And for me, it never tasted as good as it smelled. So I just finally could quit smoking everything. So let's find some fat wood. Oh, here it is in its storage container. This fat wood literally has been laying on the ground here for about 6 years. That's how I store it, and it just does fine, because that's why I love me some fat wood. So let's see if we can do some, get some fat wood burning here. Just a little bit, just to show you, because it really wouldn't be a survival on purpose knife video if there wasn't at least a little fat wood in it. And it's getting it scraped like that. Again, you got to use this very end. You don't have as much leverage, so you got to be careful not to get your hand up there into the blade. But patience is a virtue. Let's see if we can get some curls to go with all that dust. I really just do this so I can take a good sniff. You want to smell? Doesn't that smell great? Okay, back in storage. Okay, that's just a little sample. Let's see if we can get some fire out of there. There she goes. Alrighty then. Okay, so anyway, as you saw, this knife does a pretty good job of the old knife stuff. Did some pretty decent job of carving and, you know, light chopping, light batoning, and it even strikes a ferro rod, but you got to go way up here with it. But it got the job done. Maybe a little calibration's in order. Shall we try again? Huh. Apparently, Kuma does not care for the choice of music. Let's try again. Okay, that was more like it. That's 3 in a row. We'll give it one more shot. Actually, it's 3 out of 4, so let's give it one more shot. Oh, that was a wackaroo, so that's 3 out of 5. Let's go again. Uh-oh, come back here, Kuma. Get back. You don't want to get, just go get the ball. Go get the ball. Go get the ball, buddy. Go get the ball, go. Go get it, get back. Come on, go get the ball. Go get the stick, go. You cannot get the knife, no. Go get it. If he sees something in my hand, he thinks he's supposed to chase it, especially if I throw it. Man, I should have stuck with the first 4 throws. Okay, okay, we're gonna call it balanced. All right, as I said, we're gonna call this one balanced. And again, that was a hopefully reasonably coherent and not too rambling look at the Tops D-Fly 4.5 with a guest appearance by Kuma the Wonder Dog. And again, thanks to the folks at Tops for sending me this so I can show it to you. My final thoughts on this thing, I really think it is a solid knife, like everything I've seen from Tops. It's I like the design of it. It's very comfortable to use in your hand. It's very capable for a wide range of tasks. I think the design lends itself to that, and it's just I think it's a nice knife, and at 120 bucks or so, even at 180 bucks if you want the leather sheath from Tops, I think it's a fair price for this knife in today's market. So anyway, that's the Tops D-Fly 4.5. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a new video every Friday and Saturday, sometimes random videos throughout the week. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single one, because I've been told that YouTube is not alerting people, notifying people when new videos post. And you never know, they might just decide to, they don't like these videos anymore. I mean, it happens to people, right? So anyway, you can go to survivalonpurpose.com/subscribe and get signed up for my weekly email newsletter. Every week I'll send you an email, how about that, with links in it to videos, old videos, new videos, and any other news, offers, or deals I think you might find interesting. And it will also allow us to stay in touch just in case YouTube finally decides they don't find me interesting at all. So I really appreciate the support once again. My name is Brian. You are watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time. No, Kuma.